Welcome to the video. In this video, we will see how to prepare for IIM group discussions. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want to highlight is that uh, you should join a coaching institute, especially for the GDPI preparation. I mean, I understand that many students feel that CAT coaching institute is not necessary as and when they want, the way they want. They can prepare for CAT, but then I would definitely recommend someone who is inspiring or aspiring to go to an IIM or a very good college. I would say that it is okay to join a GDPI coaching from any institute, okay, any good institute. You can take any good coaching institute and please join the GDPI coaching, because GD is something that you wouldn't be very it wouldn't be very effective if you sit with your friends and just do a GD, do a time pass GD. Then it wouldn't make sense, it wouldn't help you at all. And GD is something that you should sit through. You should sit through at least 8 or 10 GDs before going for the final IIM GD, right? Or any GD for any good college. So I would definitely recommend you to please join a coaching institute for GDPI preparation, because only if you sit and practice and sit through GDs, and only then you will get a feel of how GDs are. Okay, just by watching some videos and reading some blogs, or just thinking about it or reading some theory is not going to help you. Only when you get your hands dirty, only when you sit through GDs and go through the entire group discussion with a bunch of people who are also aspiring to do their MBA from good colleges, only then it will help you if you want to really crack GDs. Okay, because people come from very different backgrounds, and I mean everybody is good when it comes to um, appearing for the group discussions of any good college, right? So you have to be better among the group which is there, and therefore to do that you will have to practice GDs a lot. And to do that, I would recommend you to please join a coaching institute for GDPI preparation. Okay, now so what I want you to do from your end is that at least you can go through different websites, different materials, and just go through all the different GD topics that are usually asked in MBA group discussions. Okay, so and after reading each and every topic, I want you to sit and silently brainstorm for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, if it helps, I want you to write down all the points that you would want to speak in the GD. Okay, I want you to write all the points that you are able to think of, and that the points that you think are good enough to be said in the GD. And after that, I want you to prioritize the points that you just thought of for the topic. Okay, so basically the points that after prioritizing the points, the strongest points are the ones that I want you to speak in the GD, right? So therefore, look at different topics, read all the different topics that you can find on GD, brainstorm, and for the initial days, start writing down all the points that you can think of in your notebook. Then start prioritizing and select the top 4 or 5 points that you would say in the GD if at all this particular topic was given to you. Okay, so this is how I want you to practice. And from your end, again, after you've written down the most strongest points that you will speak through the GD if at all this particular topic came, then I want you to frame those into sentences and speak out loud. Okay, and this is something that you will practice from your end in your own room. Okay, so that it just prepares you. It gives you an opportunity to think about points, to prioritize points, and also to frame good sentences so as to speak through in the GD. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Read different topics, brainstorm, prioritize them, and just talk out loud or speak those points out loud in proper sentences as you would do in GDs. Okay, So this is something that you can do on your from your end in your own room, so as to get better at group discussions. Okay, and also I mean most GD topics are related to what is currently happening in the world or what is currently happening in India. Most of the topics are related to all these things. Okay, so therefore please be aware of what is happening in India and in the world. Please keep reading the news as and when you can. Okay, so as to be aware and so as to get different perspectives and be prepared with good points if at all a topic relevant to the current happenings come, which is what actually comes in GDs, right? For most of the GDs have these topics, so please be aware and read whatever you can. Read the news, see the TV, see news channels, whatever you can. Please do that from your end to stay updated of all the current happenings. Okay. Now coming to a particular GD. Okay. Now, what happens in a GD? In a typical GD, the instructor or the panelist gives you a topic. They give you 1 or 2 minutes to think about the topic, and then they say start. And then there is a limited time wherein you have to start the discussion as a group and also end the discussion within the given time frame. Okay. Now, definitely, when the group discussion starts, there has to be someone from the group who starts the discussion or creates a flow by being the first person to speak. Okay. So remember that the very first person who speaks in a GD, that person starts a flow. That person is the first person to get noticed by the panelist also and by the other members of the group also, and therefore that person, whatever that person says, if that person is able to very nicely start a discussion with the topic at hand, then that person is going to get some brownie points. Okay, that is for sure. But if that person messes it up, if that person does not do justice to the opening discussion of the group discussion, then that person is going to, that person is going to come into notice of the panelist and it can be risky. And then similarly for closing a GD, always keep a track of the time that has passed. Okay, if the group discussion is going to end in 10 minutes, then please make sure that you keep an eye on the watch and you are aware of how long how many minutes or how many seconds are left for the group discussion to end, because the panelist is not going to give you extra time to conclude the GD. As and when the time passes, the GD is going to stop abruptly. Okay, even if there has been no conclusion or nothing whatsoever, the GD is going to stop. So if you are able to keep a track time, then be ready to conclude the GD also. But then also remember that concluding a GD is also risky, because the last person speaking is going to definitely come into notice, right? And if you are trying to close the group discussion, then you have to summarize what all things were discussed and what is it that the group as a whole, as a unit, thinks about the topic at hand. Okay, so therefore you have to be really careful. If you are able to do really good while closing a GD also, that is going to definitely fetch you good brownie points in your group discussion. Okay, therefore remember that closing as well as opening a GD is very risky, but then there are perks also. Okay, for doing that. So what I would recommend you to do is that while doing mock GDs in the coaching institute or wherever you are doing mock GDs, please be sure to start experimenting. Okay, so at least in 1 or 2 GDs, try to open the group discussion. In 1 or 2 GDs, try to end the GD or try to conclude the GD. Be the last person to speak, so as to conclude the GD. Okay, if you think that you are good at it, if you feel that you are improving your skill in opening or closing the GD, then please make sure to do that in the final group discussion also. Okay, after taking the feedback of your peers, after taking the feedback of your mentor, who is training you for the GDPI, please make sure that if you are good at opening or closing a GD, then definitely aim for doing that also in the actual group discussion. Okay, because if you do that, then surely you are going to come into notice, and then you will surely perform really well in the GD. Okay, so keep this in mind, guys. If this is something that not everyone is going to tell you, think about it and see what is working out for you. Okay. Now, another thing is that you shouldn't speak too frequently in a GD. Okay, I mean it shouldn't happen that you are the only person speaking, or you are one of the two people who are only speaking, right? Or if you speak too frequently, then it would also show that you are extremely dominating. Plus, you're not giving others chance to speak. Okay? That reflects really badly on when someone sees this, because then being too dominating is also not good, right? And you should also have some kind of empathy and towards the other group members, such that you should give them or the other group people, members also a fair chance to speak. Okay. So what I would suggest is, uh, after looking at the topic, brainstorm. Okay, after brainstorming, come up with 5, 6, 7 points that you would want to speak in the group discussion. Prioritize them. Take the strongest 3, 4, 5 points. Okay, and be sure to speak those points in the GD. Okay, make I mean speak for 3 or 4 times or 5 times max to max in the GD, but make strong points. Okay, make strong points so that the points should be strong. You shouldn't come out as very strong, right? You shouldn't come out as a very dominating person, but then your points should be strong enough, and they should not be too frequent also. Okay, so remember this, guys. This is also very important. Do not speak too frequently in a GD. Okay, and be a good listener. Okay, it's a group discussion, right? It's not a one person thing. It's a two-way thing, right? You also have to speak, you also have to listen. You should be able to listen, you should be able to appreciate what other the other person is saying, right? You should be able to uh, uh, have some empathy towards the other members of the group. So therefore, just do not aim to keep talking all the time. Be able to appreciate what other people in the group they are saying, and therefore be a good listener also. Okay, so if somebody is making a point, it shouldn't happen that you are just waiting for that person to take a breath and you just start with your own point. Okay, so if that person is saying something, if you have something to counter that, or if you have something to add to that, then definitely wait for that person to finish and then you can start talking. Okay, so therefore, guys, be a good listener also. That is also very important. And one more point that I would like to mention here is that in some cases, there may be one person in the group, or probably two people in the group, who probably they might feel shy, which is why they might not contribute to the group discussion. Okay, so there may be one person who is sitting in your group discussion, but that person hasn't spoken even once in your group discussion. Okay, so in that case, if you notice something like that, then you can slowly or politely ask that person to share his thoughts by asking that, okay, can you, so, would you like to share your thoughts on this topic that this person said, or is there something that you would like to add? If you do that, what you are showing is that you are empathetic towards someone in the group, that you observe others, that you give people who are not very comfortable, you give those people a little fair chance for them to speak, for them to come out of their shell and start talking. Okay, so that also shows that you have those observation skills, that you are a kind of acting like a leader in the small group that is there, right? So if you notice something like that, it is okay to ask that person politely that if you would like to contribute, why don't you tell us about what you think about this thing, right? or something like that. And one more thing, guys, is what I have experienced is that sometimes the group tends to move a little away from the topic that is being given to them. Okay, so sometimes, I mean, there may be a number of reasons for this, but then what the topic at hand versus what is being talked about in the group, that may be different. So this group might move away slowly from the topic given to them, right? So what you can do is that you can politely ask, or you can politely tell, while speaking, you can say that it looks like we are deviating a little from the topic given to us, and the topic is this, and I would like to add to this topic, or I would like to say something for or against, or whatever you want. Just make your point by politely starting and telling that we are moving a little bit away from the topic given to us. Okay. This will also show to the panelist that you have really good observation skills, that you are aware of the environment that you are in, okay, and you are able to bring the group back to the discussion at hand, okay, because that actually happens in real board meetings also, right? It also happens in real team meetings also. That the topic is something else, the problem at hand is something else, and the group starts talking about something else, right? So if you can do that, if you observe these small two, three, four things, and if you are able to do justice to all these things, then definitely, guys, you will be able to ace group discussions. Okay. So all the best, guys. This is what I wanted to share. Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.